Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Power Rangers Season 2, Episode 34 of my show, but this is about Episode 31 of Season 2. Now, Episode 31 in Season 2 is known as Rocky Just Wants to Have Fun. Now, before I start talking about it, I just want to mention something. Since we're on the middle of the 30 segment, I just wanted to let you guys know, after the first couple of 30 segment episodes, the next couple episodes I'm going to be doing after that will be multi-part episodes, because after episode, after episode 38 is when the two-part episode Rangers Back in Time comes into play, and then after that there's two 3-part episodes, and then one 2-part episode, and then after that there's one single episode before there's two 3-part episodes, one single episode, and then two 2-part episodes to end the second season. I just wanted to get that out of the way, since I'm kinda near the end of the second season. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. Anyway, now getting back into it, this is History of Power Rangers Season 2, Episode 34 of my show, but this is about Episode 32 of Season 2. And Episode 32 in the original Power Rangers second season is known as Rocky Just Wants to Have Fun. Now basically what happens is Rocky is helping Billy study for his test while he waits for this a karate student of his to show up. And then basically what happens is after they manage to finish, Billy said that he thinks that they're ready for the test. Because of the studying, and Rocky said that he's got some time to kill before his karate student shows up, and that's when Ernie shows up, and then he shows them this thing called a Pachinko machine. Now now that's kind of funny, because that's gonna play a hand in one of Zedd's spells. Well, one of his latest spells and his new monster that he's gonna create from it. If I'm remembering correctly, the monster is called Pachinko Head. Oh my god, I'm sorry, but that's funny. Pachinko Head. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I just had to get that out of the way. And then, Rocky is wondering about what the Pachinko... Well, first he sees the machine, and then then Rocky wonders what it is, and then Ernie tells him that it's a Pachinko machine. And then basically he's wondering what that is, and then Billy explains that a Pachinko machine is very popular in Asia. Basically, it's a game where you pull a lever and you try to get as many balls into the bottom as possible. So it's sort of like I can't remember the actual terminology for what that is. Like it's like a slot machine kind of thing. Anyway, and basically the more balls you get in it, the more you play, basically. And then Rocky basically decides to try it out, and then after that he sees the ball fall into the machine, and then that's when Zedd sees that, and he's like, So Rocky wants to have to have fun, huh? I'll fix it so that that, he'll never, that he will keep having fun and stuff. Now, basically what he means is the spell he's gonna use on Rocky is basically a spell of irresponsibility, which is gonna make him obsessed about the pachinko machine and not worry about anything else like school or fighting his monsters and such. So basically, in a tactical sense, it makes sense because if one of the Rangers is so focused on the machine, then the strength is cut in half. And then basically, that's when he casts his spell. That's when Zedd casts the spell on Rocky to make him focus on the pachinko machine and nothing else. And then basically what happens is Billy tries to tell Rocky that they have to get back to studying for the test, but in this case, I'm not really sure if it was because he was under the spell or if he just didn't want to stop playing the Pachinko Head machine, but this first time it's too hard. Like the first time it's hard for me to make a decision on it. What I mean by that is if he just wanted to finish the game up. And that's the part that doesn't make sense, because the more balls you get in the machine, the more you keep playing. So that's what's kind of stupid about it. And then after that, Billy is telling Rocky that they really do need to study for the test. And then Rocky tells him that study on his own because he's having too much fun. And then after that, basically what happens is then Rocky's karate student shows up, and then she basically tells them that they need to prepare for the test, for a karate test, basically. And then he says that karate's out because it's too much work. Now, again, I think it's because he's under the influence of the spell. So, anyway, and then after that, basically what happens is the student is telling Rocky that he's gonna practice or she won't be able to pass and get a new belt. And he tells her to practice on her own. And basically after that, the student goes over to Billy and she asks him what's wrong with Rocky, and then Billy says that that's a good question. And then later on, what happens is Zedd decides to send out his Pachinko Head monster. Now, this is the funny thing about the Pachinko Head, because it's a monster created from the Pachinko machine. Anyway, here's the funny thing. The Pachinko Head monster is sort of similar to another monster that's going to appear in the 3rd season of the original series segment for Power Rangers. Now, what I mean by similar is it's going to be talking in sort of like rhymes. Well, technically it's going to be the 3rd creature, because the first creature was Pumpkin Wrapper, then this one, and then the next one won't be until season 3. So, but you get what I mean. Anyway, basically then then Billy goes over to where the rest of the Rangers are in the park, and he's telling them that they have a problem, and then Kimberly's saying that she's worried because the problem is Zedd, but then Billy informs them that it's Rocky, and then the rest of the Rangers wonder about that, and he said that Rocky seems obsessed with Ernie's Pachinko machine, and then basically they decide to go to the youth center to talk this out with him and see what's up with him, and then basically what happens is after that then Zedd sends down some putties to attack the Rangers to keep them from getting to Rocky, and then the Rangers have to fight the putties, and then basically that's when Zordon has Alpha contact Rocky on his communicator. Has Alpha contact Rocky on his communicator to tell them about the situation, and then when he answers them, he wonders what's up with them because he's under the influence of the spell, and Zordon tells them that the other Rangers need his help in the park, but I don't know if it's because he's under the spell, but he tells him that that's no fun. I think that's partially because of the fact that he's under the spell and because he just wants to have fun at the same time. But when he goes back to the game he's playing, he sees that another person is already playing it, so he decides that on second thought he really could enjoy it in the park. So he goes to where the Rangers are and helps them fight the Pachinko Head monster and the putties. And then basically what happens is after that, the Pachinko Head monster manages to turn 5 of the 6 Rangers into giant pachinko balls, giant pachinko balls, but with the Ranger symbol on them, and then the Pachinko Head monsters wanted to kick the Ranger with them using the Pachinko Head balls that the Rangers were turned into, and then Tommy at the White Ranger form gathers up the Pachinko balls after Rocky is turned into one as well, and then they retreat to the command center. And then basically what happens is after that, Tommy wonders how they can get everyone out of the spell, like the Pachinko Head state that in, and because Alpha scans them and manages to find out that they've been turned into life-size Pachinko balls, and then Tommy gets a little annoyed in the episode because he said that Rocky was completely out of it. He wouldn't even help them fight the monster. And then basically what happens is Zordon has Alpha run a scan on Rocky to figure out if he was placed under one of Zedd's spells, and then after that they find out that he was placed under Zedd's powerful spell of irresponsibility, which is the spell he placed Rocky under, which basically made him focus not on work when I'm playing and stuff. And then basically what happens after that is the Pachinko Head monster shows up again, and then Tommy goes to deal with it, and then Alpha manages to turn Rocky back into his normal state, and then Rocky says, like, he wonders what happened, and then Zoran explains to him that he was placed under Zedd's powerful spell of irresponsibility, which made him focus on play instead of work, basically. And then after he's broken out of the spell, when he's transformed back, he's blaming himself for it, but then Alpha tells him to not worry because they'll get the other Rangers back, and then basically he morphs to his Ranger form and meets up with Tommy where the Pachinko Head monster is, and then, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, in this segment of the episode, Zedd and Goldar are coming to Earth in the episode in Serpentera. I just wanted to mention that since I'm getting close to the end of the episode here. And then basically Zoran and Alpha managed to restore the rest of the Rangers to their original forms, and then they go to help Rocky and Tommy fight the Pachinko Head monster, and then while they're fighting it, the Pachinko Head monster is running like he's having fun, and then Goldar wonders why the Pachinko Head monster doesn't finish them off, and then he's like, "It appears my Pachinko Head monster would rather play than pulverize. I'll just have to redirect his focus." Now, what he means by redirect is get him to fight the Rangers. Basically, what he means by that is he uses his potion to make the Pachinko Head monster grow. And then, this is funny, when the Pachinko Head monster catches the potion that Zedd threw down, he's like, "Lord Zedd, my boy, thanks for the toy!" And then he slams it on the ground and it makes him grow. And then the Rangers fight the Pachinko Head monster in the Megazord after they call it the Thunder Megazord. And then after that, they manage to defeat it. And then Zedd gets upset that he lost to the Rangers again, basically. And then after that, Goldar and Zedd basically escape back to the moon in Serpentera. And then basically what happens is after that, then it goes into a scene where Rocky is back in the youth center with the others, and then he's saying that he still has some time to kill before his karate student shows up again, and then Billy wonders if he's just focused on wanting to have fun. But then Rocky says that he learned his lesson in the episode. There's a time for work and a time for play, basically. And then his karate student shows up, and then basically they go to train, basically. And that's when Ernie's Pachinko machine shows back up, and then after that, Ernie asks Rocky if he wants to play some Pachinko, and then Billy gets worried because of that, because he wonders if Rocky's gonna go back to playing it. Well, but then at the end of the episode, Rocky tells Ernie no thanks because he's got work to do, and that's basically where this episode stops. So if you guys like this video when I post it, I am gonna post it later. So if you guys like this video when I post it, just please give this video the real best you guys can, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow for the next video. So until then, guys, like I always tell you with this series, may the power protect you always.